Recording
let me
in
share.
progress.
It's Doug.
Okay, sorry, Doug. Okay,
No,
sorry.
no worries. Different country. I completely understand. I spent a lot of years overseas in Poland, so it's all right.
Good.
I see him calling Mateusz. You know, so it's all right.
That's right. No, that's right.
Yeah. So this is awesome. I just nailed it, Quentin.
Okay, good. So
I got it all. Yeah, I just nailed it. I'm not getting any phone numbers for some damn reason, but I'm getting everything else, and yeah, it's doing great. So
that's good.
All right, so we're coming. It's at 10 a.m. Everyone, this is Quentin, the man. He's going to do an amazing lesson for us today.
The man, the myth, and the legend.
And he's going to follow step by step. We're not going to change the recipe. So I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to turn it over to Sir Quentin,
Yes,
and take it away.
Perfect. Thank you. So I'm gonna actually go ahead and share my screen. So hello everybody. I hope you have a good day. I'm gonna quickly go through share my screen as we speak.
I'm letting the people in, Quentin. So you focus on you now.
Quentin, we can see your screen.
Yeah.
We can already see your screen. You're at lesson 19.
Perfect. Okay. All right. So thank you everybody for joining the call today, and hopefully it's gonna be a success. This is actually my first session, so please bear with me. And I'm gonna explain what we're gonna go through. So I have actually a quick little presentation here. So what we're gonna learn, this is actually lesson 19. This is introduction to scraping, right? So very, very important for you to understand. This is actually an introduction to scraping. There's actually we do the heavy lifting is actually done by actually Apify itself, and I'm gonna go run through the Apify setup. So we are going to recreate the scenario from Jack, scenario video 19. I'm gonna post the link. I have actually everything ready. And I wanted to go ahead with the modules we're going to use for today. It's going to be Airtable, the free option, so there's no paid option needed. We have actually the Apify, which is actually also with the free credits. So every month with Apify, you have a $5 credit, and the advantage is actually getting reset it every month. So that's great if you want to learn how to use Apify. I strongly suggest that you actually getting hold of Apify. You can actually find amazing resources over there. So very important for you to understand how to use those Apify modules. We're gonna get the HTTP request, parser HTML, and the Gmail modules as well. And I'm gonna actually paste the link on the chat. So here is actually all the links and resources for the modules. For those who are not actually following, haven't done the scenario yet, we're gonna go through block by block. The first thing I've actually sent on the chat is the Airtable base, so you don't have to recreate the Airtable base. You can actually just go ahead and click on the link, copy the base into your Airtable, so you don't have to redo the whole. We won't redo the Airtable creation. Because it's actually taking some time, so I did this this morning for you, so you don't just don't have to do it. We have the Apify link, so if you don't have an account yet on Apify, I would actually strongly suggest that you now register an account. Again, as I said, you have the free option over there, which is gonna be enough for the scenario. And even I've been running Apify for quite some time. I think I'm on $2 used as we speak, so feel free to register over there. Obviously, Airtable is going to be used, and you have the blueprint if you want it in the video class on the link that I sent over.
Where's it, Quentin, where did you post that link? People are asking in the comments for the link.
I put it to I put it to everyone in the meeting. Sorry.
Sure.
So
there you go.
The link is over there. And then I would also suggest that you are actually following along with the scenario. Like if you just download the blueprint, it's okay, but I just believe it's actually better if you are following as long as I'm building it. I try to wait as well for everybody, so everybody can catch up. Obviously, we need to be mindful of the time, so yeah, we'll see how it goes.
I'll try to keep you on time, Quentin. If it starts getting lag, we'll have to keep going and just keep it motoring along.
Excellent. Quentin. So I'm your classmate, basically. I'm not your teacher. I'm your classmate. I'm here to share actually and rework the scenario with you. I'm actually a DevOps network engineer. I'm from Belgium, so I apologize for the French accents. Hopefully we're gonna actually understand each other. That's good. I hope the time is good as well for you guys. I heard the feedback that it was a little earlier before. We tried to change the time a little bit. And I'm looking to transition from my exec position to my own consultant automation agents. So that's actually me in a nutshell. I'm gonna go ahead and explain to you what's the scenario. So I have the scenario created here, and I'm gonna go through one by one. So we're gonna rebuild. I'm gonna start from scratch, so you don't have to worry about it. I just wanted to show you what's the module is about. Okay. So assuming you guys have actually copied and got all the database, you should have actually have the same database as me, which is actually called 19-scraping. And if you don't have access to this database, you just have to click on the link on the chat, and you will actually be able to click on copy base somewhere here, and you should actually then be able to copy the database to your Airtable itself.
So Quentin, can I interrupt? So should we do that now?
Yes.
If everybody in the room
Please.
wants to click on the Airbase link and import the Airbase into your Airbase so that you don't have to build this out. So
Yes.
let's see if everybody understands that. Should that be the very first thing we try to do now? I'm going to try to do it
Correct.
myself. Okay.
Correct.
So I'm going to do also, I'm going to click on it.
I just opened if you guys look at my screen, I just opened in Incognito Windows. If you go into the link that I sent on the chat, you're gonna have an option called copy base, and so basically you can copy the base from there.
Okay, I'm going to try also.
Mm-hmm.
So at the very top, like, can we show everybody where copy base is?
Yes.
All right.
I'll share again the screen here, and so you have actually copy base here, just next to the title.
Right, so that is right here. Right there.
Okay.
I'm monitoring the chat if somebody's got a page not found.
Yeah, so it's.
I just let her in, yeah. Okay, so I don't know what everybody else is doing, but I've hit the copy base, and let's see if they've been able to
Did you
import
manage to
this.
do copy on your side? Yeah.
Yep, I've actually done it, and I see it right now, 19 scraping, and I did copy the base, and I do now have the Airtable without having to build the Airtable. So I'm hoping everybody else is. I already built this, but in case someone else needs it, okay.
Right.
Alrighty.
So if you click on the link, just for everybody, because I see Michelle has actually page not found. If you click on the link, you have actually a copy paste option over there. I got it. I'm good. Okay. All right. So everybody's good.
Okay.
Right. Good. Okay. So let's say you have actually the base copied. I'm gonna do a demo. I'm gonna quickly show you what's actually the base is doing and what the scenario is doing for you to understand actually scraping. Again, as I said, this is an introduction to scraping. All the heavy lifting is actually done lifted by actually Epify. Okay, so we're using actually actor in Epify, and I will go through what's an actor during the process. So we are not doing any coding. There's no actually searching about which tag we're searching, we're looking for what text. All done is done by actually Epify as we speak. Please follow along. I just want you to have this module working, so you can realize the power of the tools. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'll show you the idea of the modules and the video is actually to have search term. So I want to search, for example, I don't know, I want to search for forest plants, right? Pressing enter, allow me to, actually, we're gonna have the saving here. We're gonna see it's actually add created time and last modified. This, you don't have to do it, it's been done for you already if you have copied the base. I'm going into now the first scenario. I know we had a question, and I don't know if actually, and I apologize if the name is actually, if I butcher the name. Sana has been asking a question. I'm not sure if she's in the rooms.
She is.
Yes, I'll be here.
Sana is in the room.
Okay, good.
And
So
I
one of
speak
the
French also, Quentin.
okay, oh, good. Okay, good.
No, easy, no changing on us.
Good. Okay, so I will answer your question at the end, toward the end of the class, if you don't mind, so we can actually just go ahead
no problem.
and continue. Okay, so you see, I put the search term, what I'm searching for. Okay, I'm gonna run this scenario once. What's gonna happen now is that I'm actually watching. If you see the modules used in Make is actually watch record. I'm actually watching. I'm asking the Airtable module to watch for the records that are actually last modified with the last modified date. It goes into Apify, and Apify is actually, again, as I said, this is actually what's run the heavy lifting for the scraping in this case. Basically what it does is Airtable is taking this information, push it to Apify, and Apify is doing the Google search for you. Okay, so you have a 1 here, you should actually have a 1, once you have a working scenario, you should have a 1 here, and this one include actually my request. Okay, I'm gonna go to scenario number 2, which is actually, I'm gonna run this one. I'm gonna wait for new data. And so basically what's going to happen now is we are asking Apify to watch for the previous actor that ran, so the Google search. So we had the Google search that has actually been fired, so been started, it's finished, and now we are asking Apify watch actor to give the information about the actor itself, about the search. So this might actually take a couple of, like maybe a minute or so. I'm gonna actually go to my Apify as well. This is how Apify looks like. If you are going into actor, you will see actually recently used. This is actually the actor that I'm using as we speak, or this is what I've been using so far in the past, right? If I go to Google search scraper, we can then actually see on the run, we can see which request and the amount. This is what I was saying about, we had a question about Apify is extremely expensive. It's $5, but then after, if you want to jump to the plan, the monthly plan is actually $50. If you look into how much it cost me $0.007. So by the time I can build a lot of, with the $5 you can do quite a lot.
Okay, so Quinta, let me just interrupt for a second. We have, this is, Michelle says this is where she gets stuck. I keep getting an error in Make trying to run Airtable to the Apify and Make. Okay, please continue. Sorry, Quinta.
Yeah, no worries. Michelle will run, so we're gonna run, you don't have to run the scenario, you won't be able to run the scenario as we speak. I'm just doing the demo, I'm just demonstrating as we speak. I'm demonstrating to everybody what the scenario does, so you have an idea, and then, and then we're gonna build it together. So this is normal that you have an error about the Johnson, so don't worry about it.
I just wanted to reiterate that this is just an overview, because there's a lot of people saying this is going too fast, I can't build it. He's showing you, giving you an overview. We're going to start building it soon, so everybody calm down. We're all gravy, baby.
Everybody grab a glass of water. It's going to be an hour 30 minutes, so don't worry. We have enough time to build it. so we have. I'm going to rerun again here because it didn't actually it didn't go through. I'm going to type again for as planned. I'm going to go ahead run this one. And sometimes the automation stops. It asks me if I wanted to wait for new data or use the old one. I'm going to use an existing one for now.
I got a question real quick on this watching actors run. You click it once, but don't you have to turn it on? I mean, if you want to keep it, if you want to keep it running in the background, say you build it and you go shut it off, you want to go, or you go somewhere else and you want to go add a new search term, but you have to turn it on for it to continue, right?
You can run. There is another way to build it. I just want to stick to the video, and we can actually go.
All right, go ahead.
So basically, it watch for the actor. The actor find out the information of what I was actually searching. Get the data set. That's actually important. So the data set is actually the return. So basically, I will quickly show you as well. If I go here and I go to the output, as you see, I have actually a result over there. If I go to my output, I can see forest plant. I can see that the Google search return, I don't know, like a million return, and I have actually items because I'm filtering some of the items. And so after that, I'm pushing this into Airtable. If I go now to Airtable, and I'm gonna go to results, and here we have actually the information about, okay, this is actually a Gmail make automation. Pretend that it's actually the forest plants. Probably there is actually I have some data on the queue, but it's okay. I'm gonna erase it anyway. So now we have actually this information here. Like let's say this is the information that you want to scrap, or you find this website interesting. Okay, here is a Gmail automation tips to save your hours and etc. If I go here and I say scrape, so we have a status here. We have deny and scrape. We had also one of the question was actually how do you do triggers a filter without having to use and pay for Airtable. Like we have automation on Airtable. We are not using the paid option today. We're only using the free option, and so therefore the way to do it is by changing the status, and we have a trigger. So we are watching the record. In this case, if I'm running this once, this Airtable is now watching for the record with a filter. This is actually important. This is the filter condition status. If the status is equal and contain scrape with incentive lowercase, uppercase, doesn't matter, as long as it has scrape in it, it will then fire the automation. This is actually how, and this will be recorded, Sana, yes. This is how you actually trigger the automation to run without having to pay for the Airtable automation, okay? Now we run another actor, which is the actor that we're running is actually the contact info scraper. This is another actor that has been actually here, that's been created in Apify, that will actually search for the contact information on the website submitted. So in this case, we have a 1 here, so we have a success. It's mentioned status ready, so that's good. And now I'm heading over to the last step, which is grab the contact information, put this into an Airtable, and then draft me an email. So if I'm running this, I'm gonna use existing data. We'll see from there what it's gonna draft. So I'm getting the data. I'm actually I'm extracting the data from the data set. I'm getting the file, so because it's an HTML, and I'm gonna explain while I'm building the scenario with you guys. We are then passing the HTML. HTML is just a programming language. We are passing this into a text parser, so basically we're taking out all of the code and we're just extracting, we just left with the text, so then ChatGPT can understand it better. We're then running an agent for email subject. We're doing the same for the draft. We're drafting the emails and then we're inputting the information into an Airtable. So now if I go to the Airtable here, I'm going to contact. Now I have the information here. So the system has managed to get the email. So I have actually the email address has been extracted. I have the LinkedIn, I have the Twitters, I have the Facebook, and I have actually the subject of the emails. Now if I go to my inbox here, 6:27, maybe I'll refresh. I have 17 p.m. and this is actually the drafted emails over there. So on the instruction, I asked him to say "Hey there," so we can see that GPT followed the instruction, and we basically have a drafted emails that are actually sitting in your draft. And so that's actually the whole overview of what we're gonna build as we speak together. So I hope everybody is ready. I hope everybody has actually a water. I'm gonna take a new Windows, and we're gonna start from scratch. We're gonna actually start from. I'm gonna do this, and we're gonna start actually from a blank Canva, a blank scenario. Okay. So I'm gonna create it. It's important as well that you actually keep some type of naming convention, because as we see, we are using multiple scenarios. Okay, so we have actually scenario 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm gonna name them for us to remember, right? So first step, so 1 out of 4 is gonna be actually we scrape the internet. Okay. So I name my scenario first. I like to do it safe, so this way it's actually prone for less error. Sometimes Make actually is having situations having error, so that's actually not not the best, but doing it this way is actually avoiding some of the situation. And in this case here, we're going to actually add an Airtable and we're going to actually watch a record. Okay. For those who actually are wondering as well, just a quick information out of this. If you are actually wondering, I'm going to add another modules. If you guys are wondering what ACID means, that means that basically this is a rollback option. So we can hold this back over there. So that we can always roll back the data that we send over to the modules. That's actually good for you to know. On the Airtable, again, I'm assuming that, and please let us know on the chat if you are actually are not having your connection. I'm hoping you have your connection already. But in this case, I suggest that you need to have your Airtable connection ready. If you have your Airtable connection ready, going into base, you should actually see a base called 19-scraping. Please go ahead and actually choose this one. So we are right now selecting the base, and within the base we have actually 3 tables. That's important for you to understand that the base is the name, and then every sheet is actually the table. So in this case we are searching for table keywords, and then out of this we're going to actually select a couple of elements. What is your trigger field? A trigger field is actually what allow the system to understand what data am I looking for. Okay, so very important here, you put trigger field to last modified. And then, so the trigger is actually done on last modified. The label field is actually what are we searching for data, what do we want to extract from this last modified. We want to do actually the search term. And we want to limit this to one output. Once you're done, you click OK, and you actually choose where to start. You can actually choose from now on if you have this information. If you select all, this might actually potentially create a challenge, but if you do from now on, it should actually work. Once this is done, we're gonna actually discover, and I don't know, does anybody on the rooms knows about Epify? Have you been using Epify before, you guys, or?
Anybody have questions about Epify?
Just when we started to do this automation with Jack, not this one, there is another one that uses Epify too.
Okay.
So also, Quentin, can you show the inside of the first module real quick one more time?
Sure.
So, all right.
Table, last modify, and then search term. Again, the blueprint is available for you guys if you want to download. I just strongly suggest that you go along. I'm going very slow for everybody to be able to catch up. I really want you to have a working scenario toward the end of the session. That's actually my goal. So hopefully we'll manage. So you want to find the connection on Airtable. So if you go on your Airtable, it will ask you to log in basically within your make. So if I click on add connection type, you choose the OAuth, and then you name it and you click save, and this will open up Sana. It will actually open up a pop-up, and it will ask you to log in into your Airtable and give them access. So basically, if I do here, okay, so you have it. Okay, good. Okay, so what we are going to do and add an actor. Okay, so we run an actor. You need to imagine an actor like the actor is basically someone that, so we give the script to the actor and the actor goes and read the script. That's basically what the system is doing. This is the reason why it's called an actor. So basically the actor is the piece in the background that's actually running everything for you. I'm gonna link it together, and then we're gonna go through the modules as we speak. At this stage, what I will suggest for you to do is to actually go and on your Epify. So we're gonna open Epify together. And so when you go to console, you should actually go and have this. You should actually have this console over there, like this website. I'm gonna go very slow on the Epify for those who actually haven't used it yet. Please let me know in the chat if you have actually some challenge to follow along. But we're gonna go and head over to the store.
So what you did is you went to Epify, then you clicked in the upper right corner, go to console. That's what you did, correct?
Right, correct, yes.
Okay, perfect.
Heading to the store. So basically basically, Apify is like, you need to imagine, Apify is like a library, and you can actually collect a lot of information. You can use a lot of actors. So people has been actually making modules, let's call it this way, or store modules, and you can actually use this for any type of information. Like right now, we're scraping a contact information. There is obviously scraper for Instagram. You can actually go scrape the web. You have a lot of options with Apify. Really, if you haven't used Apify, this will actually step up your AI automation game by searching now on the top. And once you are on the store, we're gonna search for the Google. So we can actually see, we can Google Map Scraper, Trend Scraper, Search Result Scraper. We're gonna go for the Search Result Scraper. So the third one on your screen over there. So it's actually maintained by Apify itself, as you see. Apify, this is actually the name of the person or the organization that's maintaining this module. So this is a valid, recognized type of modules, and then you're running the Google Search Scraper. Let's say one of your friends is sending you a WhatsApp message in a week and is telling you, oh, dude, I use this Apify actor, it's amazing. Which one? And you're gonna use, oh, the guys is called Emastra, right? You see over here, this is the one that's telling me that this is the guy, this is the scraper or the actor that your friend has actually been using. And this is just obviously a scenario. I'm just explaining how you can find the information.
Booty,
if you load the blueprints,
Go
and you
on.
open the Apify actor, you would actually see that the actor was selected to be Apify Google Search Scraper. So this is the one. Clicking on this Apify scraper information, you're gonna have this. You're gonna have all this information here. Don't be afraid. It's actually fairly easy to go through. It takes only a couple of settings. The search term, this search term, you can actually put test.com as we speak. It's just a placeholder for us. Okay, so Tony, you're trying to get to Apify API, so going into billings, you should actually have your integration maybe. Let's see. Yeah. You would actually add a token. So if you go to settings, go to integration, and then you add a token over here, this will actually allow you to then set up this on Make. So going back to the scraper, got it. Okay, good. I would actually Google. So the Google search results. So we are here. So on the search term, please type test.com. This will allow us to find out where this information is from, and then I would actually suggest that you go down below, numbers of results, 10 max page search. 1. The more information you put here, like the more is the results, the longer the request will take, meaning that the longer it will cost at one point. So again, Apify is free, $5 every month. You have a limit of $5, right? So the more information you put here, like the higher the numbers is, the higher the cost will be. You can also choose location. In this case, I choose US, language English. You don't have to worry about it, but just so you know, in case you are located to any other country than US and you want to search specific to that country, you can specify this. We don't have to do additional settings. We don't have to do run option. What I suggest you do, once you have this done, you click on save at the bottom. You have a question? Go ahead.
Yeah, when this scrapes, is it scraping like just the very beginning of the Google search result? When I ran this, I got like one phone number out of like 20 results.
Yeah, so
there's no settings here to grab specific stuff, right?
No, that's the reason. That's why it's actually an introduction to the scraping. We do the heavy lifting is done by actually Apify itself, the scrape module. There might be another module we could actually potentially explore as well. If the website, like basically the scraping module is waiting and searching for something.
Understood. Thank you.
Good. So Once we have this information here, what we're gonna grab is we're gonna grab this Johnson, and I'm gonna paste the Johnson on the chat, so everybody can copy paste. Here, you don't have to copy paste mine. You can, if you followed along, you should actually have. If you click on the Johnson here, you should have a Johnson string return here, and this will allow us. So basically, now what we've managed to do. Remember, I've actually asked you to put test.com. This is the placeholder. What we're gonna do now, you're gonna understand it, is that we're gonna go here, we're gonna go to the scenario, and so you save. You click save as well, that's important. You click save here. You close this window, you reopen it. It's now actually searching for the actor that you just save, right? And I'm searching for, as you see, I'm using a lot of those Apify. I'm using a lot, like TripAdvisor has been one of the best. I like to scrape actually hotel information. That's my business, but it's actually very, very nice. There is definitely a lot of modules you guys can actually use. Going through and searching for the Apify Google search scraper. You should only have one on your list if you haven't used Apify before. If you have multiple, you can also type Google and you will actually search it and you find it over there. We don't want to run synchronously. We don't want to do this. However, I will explain that toward the end of the video. That's actually an answer for Sana question. Why do we have to do on multiple? And I will explain this. This is down to this question. And actually, Doug as well, you had a question say, oh, yeah, I want to let this to run and don't think about it. I want to go and be out of the computers and just load the Airtable on your phone, for example. I don't know if you guys use Airtable on mobile, but there is an application and it's actually pretty nice. This is the option you want to change to yes, but I don't want to deviate too much. I will just explain this toward the end of the class. So run synchronously, you say no, and then if I go to last modify here, keywords, those are already been processed. Those are actually irrelevant as we speak. So I need to actually trigger the new last modify date. So I can search for iPhone, iPhone Repair Center, right? So now I have actually last modify 733. If I run the scenario now, this goes right. So I have everything in the green. Congratulations, we did actually module 1, and it only took us I don't know how long, 34 minutes. But I speak a lot, so that's normal. So we have here something for you to realize is actually status ready on the output. So if you don't know how I did this, I click on the little 1 here, and we have actually status ready. That's a good sign. That's a very good sign. It's always usually good to have a return status. That's important for you to know. And if I want to go into more details, you can actually always go and find out actually more information. But as we speak right now, we have module 1 out of 4 done. I suggest that you are opening another Windows. So by clicking on right-click scenario, open in new tab, Yes, I can show the Johnson again. Annette, I suggest that you take it directly from the Apify, right? So you go to, okay, you did, all right, okay. So just to clarify, if you guys are still on the Johnson section, search term, type whatever. I suggest test.com. You can search any website, google.com, whatever. It's just a placeholder as we speak. Okay, with the fall summer. Okay. Let's go again. We'll rub it again. So we don't change anything. We don't change much here. I'd suggest still, if you want to have actually something useful, maybe change the country. I know, Annette, you're from Germany, so maybe you want to actually change to German country, maybe. Up to you. But basically, choose a country here and put the language to English.
Quentin, if I can interrupt you for a minute. The JSON file, I was having a problem with it as well, and I think it's because, I threw it into like ChatGPT and said fix it, and the error that I was finding wasn't actually in the JSON coming from Airtable. That JSON wasn't the issue. It's the other code where you're dropping in tests.com, and I was dropping in the link and it was kicking an error. I threw it into Chat because maybe a space was missing or that copy, I deleted something happened, but I just.
Well, just to interrupt, I had no problem following this step by step, so everything is checking out on my end. So you cannot change the rest.
I just wanted to.
Let's just do what Quentin says, and everything's working on my end. So I'm following along step by step here.
We'll fix it.
I'm sorry if I can say two things. The first one I noticed when we create the actor on Apify,
yes.
and we want to connect it to make. If we don't make the create task on the actor, it didn't find it on the make. This is what I noticed. And also the other things, I had built the first three scenario before jumping here. And I was successfully doing this first one, but when I tried next time, it gives me an error, and I'm unable to find why.
Okay.
The actor is not running anymore.
Okay, no worries. We'll go. This is the reason why I said as well. Like if you click save, it's actually run into your actor, like the save run. You can also save and start, or you can actually. Basically, like as you said, create a task. I don't have this option on my side, but if you have a create task, you can do it as well. Please go, I'll figure this out. Okay, and then just to quickly go through, if you taking this, and for everybody that's actually playing as well, I will one little tips, and I'll send that on the chat maybe. Always search Johnson Online Validator. My best, actually, one of my favorite websites is this. It's Johnson Linter. So you paste the text, you're asking to validate the Johnson, and tell you yes, the Johnson is valid. Right, so this is the valid Johnson. So if I'm copying this and I'm pasting it to make here, so I'm deleting everything, and I will redo it, Annette. So just so it bears me, if I paste it, now it's actually formatted. It's a little more readable as we speak because I copied it from the online validators, as you see. So I will paste this on the chat, so everybody has actually the link. I'd suggest that if you are playing with Johnson, and if you're following with Jack video, I'd suggest that you bookmark this website. It's actually very helpful. And so here, now it's a little more easy. It's easier to actually read. I can just go ahead and delete the test.com. If you have struggled to put it very in between the very quote, the double quote,
yes,
it's actually important. You can actually do a space, and then you do search term, and you drag and drop between space of it. It's important that it need to be between the double quotes. Okay, I did exactly as you show. Okay, and still not working, Annette? Same here. Interesting, but go on. Okay, I helped actually Martin from the community yesterday as well. He had a very weird issue. The Johnson was returning that the Johnson wasn't valid. It may be as well, I don't know guys, if you use actually any kind of grammatical corrector plugin, maybe it has something to do with the formatting of the text. If if Corky actually if you take the Corky example here, take the test with the test.com. Is it working for you guys, Annette and Michel? And not working, yes. I discovered this yesterday as well. I was helping Martin. What we had to do is we had to recreate the database. You had to recreate the database. Maybe you can go out, you save your scenario and go out and go back in again. Okay, test.com worked. Okay. So that means that, yes, right. If you pasting this, dropping and ask it to fix it. Okay, yeah, maybe that's a good option as well. Maybe fixing it this. Michael, if test.com worked as a hard-coded value, when I say hard-coded value means this, so if you do test.com and this is working, that means that basically maybe there is actually an issue when you do the drag and drop, right? When you do this, maybe it's actually returning an issue. What I can do is I can do this, I can actually do this and actually copy and paste. If you copy paste the Johnson with test.com, if the test.com worked, delete the test.com and just copy this. You replace test.com with the string that I send over into the meeting chat, and this might potentially help.
So he has pasted the search term in the Zoom chat to put in between the two quotations mark after the word queries. You can see it in the Zoom chat.
We can still actually go ahead with this scenario, meaning that we can.
Yeah, it looks like he's got it now. It looks like he's got it now.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right. So I'll continue. I'll carry on, guys. You can still go ahead on option scenario number 3. We will actually be able to go and typing this manually. It's not using the Airtable, but there is an option for you to type this URL manually just for the scenario here for the time being, and then we can maybe discuss toward the end of the.
But you know what, Quentin, that was still very helpful how you showed the possible troubleshooting in that, and Annette just said it works. So that was an amazing example. Thank you so much, Quentin. Okay, let's keep going.
Good. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go into where am I? Sorry, I'm here. So create a new scenario again. We're gonna create now scenario 2 out of 4. Okay.
Okay.
Scenario 2 out of 4. So it's important that you name. So then you know where we are. Scenario if my system won't. Okay. 2 out of 4. And we're gonna actually call it load the results. So we are loading the results from Apify to Airtable. Okay, load the results.
Load
results. If you don't respect.
And Quentin, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I actually put 19-2/4 load results so that I know it's less than 19
exactly.
When I go back. So
very important. Very important. I wanted to share as well. Corky shared with me a couple of days ago a good trick. I suggest that you name your automation. If you do your automation, I'll show you. If you do your automation from the Jack video, I suggest that you keep actually some annotation or some naming convention. In this case, now we're doing 19, so I have actually all the blueprint on the 19 in this case. So, quick, nice tips shared by Corky earlier on, and I suggest that you do the same. Doesn't matter the name of the scenario, but 2.4 or 2/4 is actually important, so we know exactly what we are going to look at. Right now, we're gonna create an Apify. So we're starting with an Apify. And we actually watch Actor run. So we are watching Actor. So we can actually type Apify, and then we can actually go into the module if we want it, and then we're searching for watch, and we want to watch the Actor run. See here, it mentioned instance and ACID. The instance will explain what instant means, and ACID I explained it. It's basically you can hold back data over there. That's actually important to know. So I'm gonna drop the watch and the.
What do you mean by rollback? What do you mean by rollback data? I heard you say that before, and I can't.
So basically, we can roll back data. So that means that if the data was actually wrong, we can hold it back and ask for a new input. That's basically what the rollback means. In this case, if you notice, instead of having the clock, like here we have a clock, so we are watching for a record, okay? If you look down below, and if I'm leaving this run once, you see that it runs every 15 minutes. with actually Make free account, this is the lowest I think you can go, or maybe 5 minutes. I don't remember. You cannot go lower anyway. You cannot go lower than 5 minutes with Make. So that means that you need to wait at least 5 minutes for the data to arrive if you actually let it run this way. If I do this, that means that the data will be triggered every 15 minutes. Okay. This is because I have. Okay, scenario is not running yet. Thank you. This is because I have the clock here. Okay, that's important for you to know. Here, I have lightning bolts. That means that it's actually running instant. So as soon as data arrive, it's gonna trigger the information. This is instant. This is because it's called a webhook. So you might have heard webhook before. And what's a webhook? Without going into too much details, this is a link that as soon as it's actually being called, it's actually trigger the Make automation. So in this case, we're gonna create a webhook, and we're gonna name it. Load results from Google. Name it the way you want. Doesn't really matter. You can leave the default value as well. It's just for you to know that if you actually leave it, if you name it, it's gonna help you finding out which hook, because you're gonna end up having multiple of hooks at one point. What are we actually looking for? We are looking for the Apify connection here, so we leave the connection. This is the only one they should have. And on the actor, we're searching for the actor that we wanted. So in this case, we want to search for the Apify Google search. Click Save, and this create a hook. By clicking OK, now we have a hook created. So that means that every time the actor Google search finish the search, this scenario, as soon as you press run once, or even if you leave it running, it will trigger the data set it will trigger the information, the action to retrieve the information and push this to the database. And when I say database, I mean Airtable. Once this is
Quentin,
done,
Quentin, you might just take 1 minute, because I kind of ran into this. A hook and explaining, like it said in there, it says right there, we read your mind, we attached this webhook automatically.
Yes.
Versus that hook right there is a hook that's being used within Make, whereas the other one where you selected the scraper, it connected to a hook on the scraper, correct?
Right. Yes.
In the Apify.
Right.
And Quentin, on my module, it says a trigger must be first in the scenario with a yellow 1 in mind. So I have that little bit of an error right now.
Did you run the scenario as we speak? Did you try to run it once?
Let me try one more time.
No, it won't work. It won't work because that's normal. And if you run it once, it's normal. Michael saying that's finally working. Thanks for the Johnson validator. Anytime. Do just a little confirmation as well. This is right. If I wanted to fire the hook myself, I copy the address. I run this once. It's waiting for the information, the trigger to be received. I'm going here. I'm gonna have a 200 accepted. And now if I go here, obviously there is nothing because the actor was not found. Like the actor hasn't been found. But basically I can trigger the hook myself if I want it.
Okay. Can you do that one more time, Quentin? That was.
We don't know. It's not part of the.
Okay.
I just wanted to explain that the hook was being fired by the actor.
To explain the hook so everybody understand what's the hook. Yes, correct.
Okay.
Okay. So now, step number 2, we're gonna actually add again an Apify, and we're gonna get actually something that get data set. The data set is extremely important. This is basically your data. If I go to Apify, and you don't have to go, I'm just showing it to everybody so everybody understand what's a data set. If I go to run and I want to go to any of those and I want to see what's actually run over here, I can see the output. I can see that I was searching for Make automation Gmails, and this is basically the data set. This contains the entire information about what I did at that time. Okay?
That's amazing. Nice. Thank you for showing me that.
That's important. That's important that you understand, because, and I will show you as well, if we watch Apify Watch Actor and see the output from the first module, you won't understand nothing. You won't have anything. This is the reason why you need to put a data set, so then we can actually understand what is the data set for. In this case, we are searching for default data sets. The there's at the bottom of the screen, and if your screen is too small, again, you can go and type default dataset, and you have actually the first one, default dataset ID. You might have to click twice. On my side, I had to click twice for it to work for some unknown reason. We are leaving everything else by default, and we're pressing OK. So now I have actually, I'm watching the actor. As soon as the actor is finished, I'm taking this information, pushing into the dataset. Now the next step would be to push this into the Airtable database. So I'm gonna go and load the third modules of this scenario. I'm gonna go to Airtable. I'm gonna go to create a record. I want to actually push this information from the dataset, right? So I want to ensure that I have all the information needed. I'm gonna choose the base. So the base is gonna be, sorry, I chose the wrong one.
Is this, what was it? Create a record? Was that the one? Or
Create
get
a
a
record,
record?
yes, correct, yes.
Yeah, for some reason I'm
And
not finding
we're searching for 19 scraping. So the base 19 scraping. We search for the table, and we want the table actually results. So we want to push, basically, we put on the first table, we put the keyword, we then go and want to push the result into the database on actually number 2, the
table is the result. Okay.
the results, yes, right.
Okay.
So we are searching for organic traffic. I don't know if I have actually organic traffic yet because I haven't run it. Organic, no, I don't have it yet. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually pause from here. We're gonna unlink this, and I'm gonna read the question on the chat. So I'm unlinking. I did unlink this because I need to run the dataset one time. I need at least to run it one time for it to be able to get the data. Okay. So I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna actually go to the database. I'm gonna type keyboard repair. It's actually add. Obviously, it had the last modified time, so that's good. I'm going back to my scenario here, which is one of 4. I'm clicking run once. I'm pushing this into the actor, so the actor is not running. If I go here, I might actually not be able to catch it on time. You see here, the actor is running. So if you think about it, it cost me $0.035. And I have actually whatever the search I was searching, and in this case I was searching for keyboard repair.
Where was that again? Well, can you show me that real quick again? Sorry. Where was that? Under where under?
So if you go to actor, so if you go to your actor here.
Yep, I'm there.
You search for the Google search result scraper.
Yep. Yes.
Click on run.
Okay, that's perfect. Okay.
And then we have actually this is where you can see your actor running when you push a button, basically, because you don't see it much on it, like you're pushing something on Airtable, and then nothing is happening, nothing is shown, but you have the actor actually running. Again, the more requests you ask, the more page you want to scrape, the longer it will take for the system to run. In this case, it's running pretty low, like it's like 8 seconds. You see, I had actually one that actually took like a minute to run. This is actually normal. I did not see the Airtable outside or the table for a result. Are there any other record or anything? I can wait. Did not see the Airtable outside of the table. Not sure I understand this question. So you have actually table, you have keyword, you have results, and you have actually contact, second Airtable unlinked. Yeah. This is normal. So the reason why I'm unlinking it as we speak is because I need to get the data. I need to first get the data so then I can map it properly. So now we've run on the Airtable, we put the keywords, we keyboard repaired, the actor run properly. I'm going to the second scenario, the scenario that you're currently doing as we speak, and we're gonna run it once. And we're gonna use existing data. If you have the pop-up, you can actually use existing data. And in this case, I wanted to show you, I watched the actor, nothing is returning over here. I don't have any information that I could use. I know the status was succeeding, it succeeded, but I have nothing showing over there. That's the reason why we have the get dataset items. Now, if you have dataset items, now we have organic results. This is exactly what we want, guys. This is actually important. The organic result is actually where we are looking for. And as you can see, I have multiple bundles here. I have bundled, so I'm asking for 10 or 9 actually, I don't remember, for like, I think 10 I ask, for 10 return, 10 return per page. So I have actually bundle 1, here's title, keyboard repair, here's the iFixit website. Now it's good. Now we are able to link it, and now we are able to go to Airtable, and we are able to actually continue with the mapping. So we go to table, I'm gonna change I need to remove my enterprise ID over here. So you're choosing your Airtable connection. You go into your table, the base, scraping, and we want to go for tables results. Okay? And this is what is allow us to do it. It's actually fairly easy. We are searching for something called title, and we take the titles from the organic results. Be aware, do not take the organic results. Take the titles itself. Like you go into the title field, and you drag and drop over there. And now you see your result should be 2 organic results title. On the URL, we are searching for URL. Again, the same. Take the one from the organic results. That's important. And on the description, we are searching for the description. I typed on the wrong side. We are searching for description here. Come on, description, right? And I'm taking the description result. Now, if I click, and I don't change anything else, if I click OK, and I'm running this again, I'm gonna go and type laptop repair. As you can see, I'm more to the IT field than any other stuff, so it's normal. I'm gonna actually, so I'm waiting, it's actually saved. I'm gonna run this once. It's actually taking the input. I'm gonna go now to my scenario. What's gonna happen is that we're gonna actually push this information into Airtable. So if I'm running this once, it's taking the information and it push it to Airtable. Now if I go to Airtable and I go to result, I have actually here Best Buy, so computer and tablet services. And this is exactly what we want. So you should be at this stage. We have finished scenario 2 out of 4. You should now have your first entry into results, the result base. Annette, you good? Yes? It's okay?
Yeah, okay, so we see if anybody's got any questions at this point.
Fine, good. I have a big error on the last step. Okay, tell me, nothing is big enough, tell me.
I'm stuck. It's just spinning, trying to get data, and it's.
Okay, so you might want. Okay, so you might want, and Michel the same. You might want to go out. Actually, you want to save this. You might want to go and save the scenario, get out of it, and then go back again and try.
It just finished. I just wasn't patient enough.
You see, right? Okay, good. Tony, so you have not found Airtable, so that means that maybe your connection is wrong. You didn't actually choose maybe the right. I don't know if you have multiple connection. Can you show your Airtable settings on 104? Yes. 104 Airtable settings here. So Tony, that means not found means that you cannot actually find the database. Maybe you have actually multiple connection. You might need to check your connection on Airtable. And you might want to ensure that we are choosing the 19-scraping base. Is everybody okay with the time and everybody's following, or?
Sorry, can I ask one more quick question? On 2 of 4 load results, when we're going back to Airtable, I've selected the base, then which table do I want results, right? Results,
exactly.
There we
Yes,
go.
correct.
That's
Yes,
what I needed.
correct.
Okay, thank you.
I'll post it as well. That's actually very good. Thank you, Annette, for helping. I will actually post this here as well. This is 2 out of 4. So then everybody has actually these settings as well if they want to go along. Congratulations, we now have actually the 2 out of 4 modules. So buckle up. We are now going into the third one, which actually is a little fairly easy. but a very, very important concept for you to understand. The reason why we're putting this together as well is not about the complexity of it. Complexity, yeah, exactly. It's amazing to see that we can do the search. I just want you to understand, by building those blocks, you can then next week can take this out and say, oh, you know what? I can add a filter. I can add a filter to my Airtable. This is actually extremely important for you to understand. So I'm gonna open up a scenario again. So I'm gonna open up a new tab, and I'm gonna search for this. I'm gonna create a new scenario on the folders or whatever you want to create. Now, for you to, this is actually one of the best. This is really one of the best scenario here. It's only 2 modules. Now we have this result. Now we're gonna do status. We're gonna actually choose Scrape 49. We have actually 2 status options. If you don't know how to make the status, double click on status on Airtable, and we can actually add option over here. This is called, and we use this a lot in the community, we call this an approval system. That's very important for you to understand. This is an approval system. What you're currently doing, it's an approval system. An approval system could be used, for example, let's say next week, and I'm saying next week, it can be in 2 months, it can be next month, I don't know, I'm just saying this next week. You could potentially make a trigger for your social media automation, as an example. Meaning that you could actually input a prompt into your Airtable, say I want to generate an image, and then if you choose this image to upscale to 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, or if you want this image to be regenerated, or if you want this post to be recreated because you don't like the text, you could just simply go to your Airtable and choose the status. This is the power of actually the approval system. So how do we build it? So we actually add the Airtable here, and we're actually going to search for the watch record.
Is this 3 of 4? Sorry to interrupt.
This is 3 or 4, yes, correct, Michelle, yes. So, Tony, you got actually record ID. This is wrong because you are actually searching, you choose the wrong database type. The module is not a get record, and maybe this is my French accent, it's create a record. So you need to choose create a record here. You use actually, you choose the wrong one. So, this is, again, I'm not stressing this enough, it's very important. So we actually grab the contact information. So we are actually telling him, okay, now you know what? I like what you found here. I want you to go and look for it. So we're gonna watch record. We're gonna choose obviously the database. So I'm gonna, again, the usual, going to my Airtable connection, searching for 19, scraping, and this is the same, so we are still the same. I want you to be comfortable as well with base. The base means that we are searching for the base name. This is the base name, 19-scraping. Then you go to the table, and you are searching for results. And then, out of this, we are actually trigger field. That's actually important. Trigger field would be last modified. Last modified. So last modified time. And then we are actually label field. We are actually searching for status in this time, in this stage. So the trigger field is actually the last modified. So we're only watching for the most recent field as a trigger. And then we are taking the label field to status. The status is your approval system. You just have to click OK. So I'm gonna post this here as well. This is actually, I'm gonna put watch record so everybody is actually following. I'm gonna post this setting here as well so everybody has access to it. Click OK. And you choose actually from now on. That's fine. Or maybe I should have actually choose for. We might have to redo it, but it's okay. Now, we're just gonna do and add the record Apify, so we're running an actor again. This is actually the same. Run actor, so we run a selected actor. And what we're gonna do in this case is we are going to search for the scraping agent, so the actor that's actually running the scraping itself. We're gonna, before we continue with with the Apify, we're gonna go ahead and go in over to Apify. So I delete this. On the Apify, I want you to go again the same as we did on step number 2. I want you to go to Store, and then from there we're gonna actually search for contact scraping. Contact scraper, sorry. Here. And this is exactly what I was saying. I type this information and I have a lot of those. And which one we are choosing? This is the reason why I explained earlier on the session. We are searching for the one called VDR Mota. So Mota, the one. This is
what is that? Is that VDR Mota?
VDR Mota, yes, correct.
So if I type in VDR Mota at the top, will that pull up? Let me see, VDR.
You can type. You can type. If you type VDR.
Yeah, when I did contact scraper VDR, it pulled it up by itself. So
Exactly,
just FYI, that's all.
Michelle has a question. How do you get the from now on to show up, please? On what, Michelle? Tell me.
Sorry, when you built the Airtable, a little box popped up and asked when it wanted to run, like from now on, and I'm not sure how to get that little box to pop up.
You don't have to. It's because I have already data and the system. Like, if you want to have this data, you can do it still. I can show you. If you right click on it,
Oh, you're right clicking. Okay, thank you. Sorry, I feel like an idiot.
Don't feel like an idiot. Those are all great little questions. I mean, I was doing the same damn thing, so don't feel bad.
Exactly. There's only stupid question. It has not been asked, so there's no issue. Please continue.
Okay, so we're back at the contact detail scraper.
Yes, right, exactly. So
Okay.
we are choosing this one. So we are going, before we continue with the scenario itself, we're going to the contact detail scraper.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna select this.
Yes.
You might want to, if you have this option, you might want to create a task. And please go ahead, create a task. So then the name pop up, right? And we're gonna leave everything by default. We're gonna have another Johnson here to type. Leave everything by default. I'm gonna actually paste. You're gonna go into from manual. You're switching to Johnson. You're gonna take this. I suggest that everybody use the website that I sent earlier on, the Johnson links. It's a linter, so basically it's actually validating that the Johnson is right.
Okay.
Validate the Johnson and then copy paste again. Or use the little button over there. Right. And
When it's not valid, does it correct our JSON file? This tool?
yes, it's like ensuring that your JSON file is a valid JSON file.
Because anytime I'm copying it, it's not valid because I don't know if it's copy and paste, it does add something, but it's making me the same error.
Okay, so if you copy this, like I'll show you the example. If I copy this here, and maybe I'm gonna lie, but let's see. I'm gonna do this here. I'm gonna go to the Apify. So once you have the actor, once you save the actor, the option you're gonna have to search for VD-Romat. You should have this on your list. You don't want to run it synchronously. And I will go back to this loop at the end of the class. I don't want to hijack the session, but it's important that sometimes we put yes, and I will explain why. On the input Johnson, if I do from the Apify, I copy and paste in here. You see the formatting is so-so. You know, it's not the best. For me, it will work, but it's not the best. Now if I go here and I copy from Apify, I copy this, I paste it here, right? I paste it. Now I validate the Johnson. Now I copy it again, and now you look how it's gonna look like. Now if I'm pasting this, so right click paste. Now it's actually in a good formatting.
Yeah.
Like the formatting looks better.
Yes.
This is helping. This website is really like I use this a lot for my web development, and it's actually important. Cool tip, yes.
Quentin, just one time to make sure, I had not saved the VDR Mota, so it didn't show up in my. But it didn't show up. And so after I saved, then it showed up in the module. I just want to point that out because I made that mistake, and I don't know if anybody else did.
Good. So you have create task here, or you can actually just simply save it once. And once you save it once,
then it shows up in the
by
module.
calling again, so if you, here I'm going to cancel here, it will actually show here, VDR Mota is going to show here.
And one more thing, Quentin, if I had to close it and reopen it after I saved it for it to show up. So I was stuck.
Yes.
So I'm just letting everybody else know that we must save on the console first, close the module, reopen it, and VDR Moto will be in there.
Exactly, yes. That's why I hit cancel. So I'm canceling. So I'm exiting the module, opening
Right.
it again.
And
This
it's
is where
amazing.
when you
amazing.
open it again, if you see you have actually like 4 dots on top. That means that right now Make is making an API call to Apify to retrieve information.
Wow. Okay, that's great. That's another amazing tip. Thank you.
So we're going to VD Romat as we speak. We're selecting it. We choose a run synchronously no, and then we actually input the Johnson and we actually paste the information here.
Yep.
On the URL, please note we should actually have apify.com, https apify.com, delete everything. And we're gonna do the same as we did with actually scenario number 102, I don't remember, but we're gonna do the same. So we're gonna delete the website. You can, if you have struggled putting it closely between the bracket, the quotes, press space, and now what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop the URL with the little emoji over there. And we're dropping it at the middle, like you need to choose, like you need to be between the double quotes. That's important.
Yes.
And now you click actually OK.
Okay.
Now you have your Apify Run Actor selected. This is the most important. We want to trigger this information as soon as we change the status to scrape. Do not change it yet, but you want to do this, and how we do this, double clicking on the link, or you click on the little wrench here, and you actually set up a filter, and we're gonna set up the filter. The filter is gonna be called, so we are actually searching for the field status. Okay? Text operators equal to, and we search contain case insensitive text operator. So we're searching for the text operators contain case insensitive. Okay? And that's it. Now you have your approval system. That means that Make is looking. So if I do this now, and I'm not doing anything, nothing is gonna be returned. Nothing is gonna be returned here. We have nothing on the operation because I have the filter. I'm telling Make is telling Airtable, you block any request because the status is not to scrape.
Amazing.
If I go now here and I say, oh, you know what? This website, yes, I want Best Buy. I want to have this information about this website. I'm gonna choose this to scrape, and now I'm gonna go back to the module, or the scenario. I'm gonna run it once, and now the system let it go. Yes. I have actually here, I have an issue which is good. We're gonna troubleshoot it together. So the operation failed, do not contain a valid URL. We're gonna check this because my URL is valid. That's okay. I'm gonna troubleshoot it with you. The way you can do this, you can also run every module separately. So in this case, I'm gonna run this module. I'm gonna say run this module only once, and we're gonna paste. I'm gonna paste the website. So I'm gonna search for, yes, I have the website here. I'm searching for the URL. So basically, I'm telling go and fetch this information from that URL that I'm given. I'm gonna click OK. And you see here, it's mentioned actually operation failed with an error invalid. Okay, so that means that we have actually a potential challenge here with the Johnson itself. So, maybe it's because you see I have a space here. Let's see. I'm gonna change the status again. Look how we can do this. We can trigger this again, you know. So all change saved. I'm actually triggered. The trigger is not set. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna say scrape. It's saved. Okay. You need to watch on top, huh? Sometimes.
Yeah, that's another great tip. I hadn't realized that. That's fantastic. Also.
And then you click run once. And now you see, boom, it worked. So the issue was actually the space. I had a space here. I had a quote, space, and then the URL itself, and the system didn't like it. So you need to ensure that the double quote is actually attached to the URL. If that makes sense.
Yep.
Okay, so you were able to. Okay, Tony. So, Tony, where you are? You are at which operation?
He doesn't have the right table. It says should be result.
Can you click on filter? On the filter, yes, sure. I'm using second part. Yes, no worries. So basically, you want to have condition status, and then you want to text operators contain case insensitive. You can obviously choose if you wanted to have case sensitive for a very specific match for your whole system. You can actually do this. Tony, on which scenario are you?
Okay, so I'm on the 3-4. Grab the contact information.
Okay, so
And then, but I'm on the first. I'm on that part right there.
Okay.
So last modified. Okay, last modified.
Last modified time, and then status. So your trigger is last modified. So we're only looking into the last modified field, and we are searching for the status here. So we are searching for on all of those reports. We are searching for the last one, and the trigger is basically the status. Like I'm watching this exact set.
Okay, so now I'm back into the. I finished that. I'm in Amplify, and I'm gonna go into the JSON, and I'm gonna put in that one URL thing. So
correct. So you search for the actor called VDR Mota, contact detail scraper. You go to the Johnson. You grab everything here. I suggest that you go to the website I sent over, the johnsonlint.com. Paste your Johnson. Validate it again, copying this new Johnson string, pasting it here, and delete amplify.com with the HTTPS and putting the URL over there. It's important that you don't have a space between the quotes. Very important. What else do we select in the filter? Here's the filter. I'm gonna put the filter here. This is the filter setup. That's actually important. Again, this is just the concept for you to understand, and I hope everybody understands the concept and the power of the approval system. That means that we can actually take anything. Basically, without this step, like if you didn't have this approval system, that means that we could potentially bypass the entire scenario 3 out of 4. But the concept here is for you to understand is that we want you to get the approval status. Do you happen to know what is the error? I'm still showing 492 left on my running time job will exceed the memory limits. Okay, so Todd, that means that potentially, Duke, you had the same issue, I think, with the memory usage.
Yeah, I did, and I'll be dinged if I can't figure out what the hell I did to fix it.
Okay, so basically, Todd, what's happening is that you potentially have on your actor. So if I search the actor, I don't know which actor on which module you're getting this error, or if it's on the search or if it's on the contact details. Basically, what's happening is sorry, say again. 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, you are on the contact details.
Right.
That means that potentially, for some reason, check on your Johnson. If the value here max request, you see the max requests, you might want to reduce this amount. This is like the system doesn't understand. Like they say, wow, okay, max request you want like 1 million requests. You only have $5. Dude, I'm not gonna let you do this. So maybe you want to change the max request to a lower number.
Any number that you think, Quentin?
We can do like max request. You can do like 20. So basically, this is the amount of requests that you're gonna try.
Okay, so he would switch that to just 20.
Correct. Yes.
Well, that's a good question.
Michael, deactivate module acts the following how the operation failed and valid permission models was not found. So basically, Michael, what you have on row 2 out of 4, you have actually a challenge with the base. The base selected is actually maybe the wrong one. You might not have access actually. And then you have actually the same. So you have the same issue as Stephanie. So basically what you can do is on your Johnson, and then you make the modification. You don't have to go to Apify to make the modification. You can go here and max request. I'm on the pay option. I have a paid plan with Apify, so that's the reason why I don't have this issue. But basically we would like to go and reduce this. Max request, reduce it to 20 for example, right? You can also reduce the max depth. So the more information you put, like the max depth is actually the following. Let's say you go on the website and they have 50 pages, the system just gonna go down by 2 hierarchy. I'm not sure if I'm making sense on what I'm saying, but basically it will not crawl the entire page. You're gonna just go into maximum 2, and you're gonna extract 20 requests of this. The more you put here, the more chance you are to find actually some contact, because we're searching for contact in this. So you might want to play with the max depth as well at one point. If not, I would suggest that you just do 1 and you want to actually do 2, and we'll see from there.
Yeah, so Todd is still stuck on whether he's still getting the same error even with
I said Tony, sorry. Yeah, I'm still getting same error. Okay. So okay. Try with this max depth 1, max request 2, and max request per stat URL 20.
Okay.
Try this.
Yeah, 1, 2, 20. Okay, that's what I got. And then just hit run once.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's still. Should I test that JSON? Or?
Yeah, maybe no. Let me see.
I just ran into a situation too where I have my max depth set at 2, and it like grabbed. I used my own website as a run this module only,
Okay.
and it grabbed a whole bunch of URL. It didn't stay to 1
Okay.
or 2. It just stayed at 2. But
Basically,
anyway.
what we can do here, you can limit. You can go into, if you go on the Apify contact detail scraper, we can go to run option, and we can actually limit the amount of RAM we want to use. In this case, we want to use 1024. We want to use 1024, not 32 gig. 1024. Right, so basically, Michel, this is depending on the depth of the website. So that means that it will depend on how the website is built, basically. You can start with a safe value like 10, for example, 5. That means that it will go into 5 level of link. For example, the home page is the level 1. Then I go to about. This is level 2. Within the about, I have the legal team. This is level 3. Within the legal team, I have the marketing team. And I'm making it up, but you understand the point. This is the hierarchy of the website. And this is actually how deep the system will scrape the details. So if you guys have actually issue with the error, try to save this. So you actually memory, you run for 1 gig, right? It's 1 gigabyte. And still got that error, same error with 1024.
I wonder if this is an Apify.
Nope. Maybe 1024 and it still doesn't work. Interesting. Still within the domain. Let me actually check this. I'm gonna run this on my side. You can do you don't have to go to a Airtable. You can actually right click, run this module only. Here's the website. It has to be HTTPS column // it's important. I'm gonna run it, start running the file on my side.
Interesting.
And did you copy have the same?
It's working for me, so I'm not having the problem. So.
Okay. If you go, guys, I want
Okay, it worked.
That means that it's that means again this is a good troubleshooting session. If you right click and it run with the URL itself, that means that you are passing something maybe wrong here. So you need to pass this exact string. I will actually put this here on the chat. This is the string you need to put on the Johnson. Okay, here. So you delete. You can take again. I would suggest what you do. Go to the Johnson, grab everything. Go to the Johnson validator. Delete everything. Validate your Johnson so you have it nicely formed. Copy this. Go here. Delete the information, and within the AP file, I suggest that you delete, and I would suggest that you make space so you have actually enough. You make 2 space, for example. So you see my pointer is at the right end of the double quote. I would actually go here and drag the URL, and I'm dragging it right here.
Is there any reason you don't do the click? Like I see, usually Jack just puts the cursor there and it just clicks on the URL.
The click is
You can do the click.
click is enough normally.
Yes.
Okay.
It's just I like the drag and drop, but click worked as well. Good call.
Okay.
If you put this and you put the space, as I said, it's even easier actually. You're right. It's actually even easier with the click. Like you delete the website, put your cursor in the middle of everything. Click on the URL one time, and that's it. Click OK, and that should work.
I can't get it to stop giving me 20 different pages. My draft email, I'm all the way through Clinton, and my draft emails are blowing up because I'm getting 20.
You can actually use a force stop. There is a force stop option somewhere.
Yeah. No, I understand.
Well, I don't want to hold you up, but I'm still getting that error. But I'll just.
But Todd, when you run the Apify actor only, not the Airtable, is it running?
Let me try it again.
Because
Yeah, if anybody's curious, I have 246 drafts.
Nice.
It didn't work that time when I ran it once, but let me drop the max requests down back to 20 because when I recopied it.
Operation failed, but once the operation failed with an error, blah blah blah, requested 4 gig. You have actually 4 gig. What do you have here, guys? When you go here on your memory, you see I have usage and then I have memory over there. What do you have? Modules only worked. Okay. What do you have here?
Me?
Anybody wants to see it?
Where are you at? So you're at
I'm
runs.
on IP5, just on you have usage at the bottom left, and you have memory here.
Yeah, so memory is 4 gigs, and then free usage is 8 cents.
So
I
you
have
have
8.
8. But is
8
the
gigs
bar
or
is
4?
like, is it 0 MB slash out of 8 or
No, it's 4 out of 8.
4 out of 8? So that means that you have an actor running somewhere. So, okay. Everybody goes to whoever has this issue, goes to actor, open the contact details, and go and check on runs. Okay, no, that's good. This is good. Michelle, you have also the same issue? Okay, 0, okay.
No,
Okay,
I
mine's
was just showing you because you said anybody. Mine's
Yeah.
working good.
But
Okay.
yeah, mine says one was running 20 results, 20, but that just stopped.
Exactly. It's just
Oh, so
down.
now it's down to 0. Now it's down to 0.
Yes,
And
now it's gonna be okay. So that means that basically you had the hanging. If you look into, okay, this is important for you to understand. If you go to all actor and you have your contact details scraper here, let's say I'm opening this one. Here you're gonna have it's a green tick. While it's running, it's gonna be blue. It's gonna be a circle running here. Now you see here it's searching for 20 results, and it cost me 0.25 cents. Execution time was 1 minute or like 50 seconds. If you have one, because you're on the free plan, if you have one already running that's taking 4 gig of your memory, you don't have enough to run a second one. So that's the reason why you needed to
that
wait.
makes sense.
So because you have actually one that's taking time, you might have actually click maybe too fast, or it takes like a minute or so.
it took a minute on one and 2 minutes on the other, so that must have been
Okay. So go to and then don't go to your save task. Click on your actor. So if you go, so let's say I click on stop. I'm on the stop page. If I click on actor, can I open one time? Yes. I have my list of actor here. Okay. You should have a list like this. You should actually basically you should have a list similar to this. You got it. Okay. Good. Okay. All right. Excellent. Congratulations. We now have your approval system working. Sana, by error, trigger must be the first module of the scenario, so that means that you are not having the trigger. Here is the trigger. This is the trigger. Sorry, I can't zoom anymore. Not sure why. Oh, okay. This is the trigger, Sana.
Oh, okay. How do I? Because for some reason my little clock is separated.
It's separated. So basically you unlink. So you unlink this.
Okay.
Unlink it. And now, because it's unlinked, you can take your clock and drop it somewhere.
Okay.
Yes, I take the first. I have the piece, that's piece. I can one second. Okay, one sec, guys. I just have a quick. One sec. Yeah, I'll just be right back. 1 minute. Alright, like, sorry. I had actually a courier UPS coming. So, okay, so you have this. You can then actually put the trigger back to the clock to your Airtable, and you can actually link this together.
Okay, I think that worked.
Okay, good. So congratulations, we have actually 3 out of 4 already. We can then actually now go to the last scenario, which is actually the most important, and we can actually continue. Everybody is good on the timing? You okay, guys? It's like an hour as we speak, I think.
We're hanging in there, sir. We're hanging in there. This has been amazing.
Okay. All right. So, complete session now. We are actually going to do. We did 1.4, 2.4, 3.4. We're gonna now create a new scenario, and I'm gonna name it actually 4 out of 4. And this actually, I said building. Sorry. I got actually distracted with this UPS driver. So we are grabbing the contact information plus the emails. Right. I will actually spend some time on this scenario because there is actually some point that we can potentially optimize. But I will build it and then we're gonna actually discuss toward the end. So we're starting with 4 out of 4. Remember, we finished this with actually run an actor. So we run the actor. Now what we want to do is we want to get the data set. If I go here, we go to Apify, and we actually watch first. We watch the run. Okay, so that's important. Watch run. We watch it. We're gonna do another webhook. We name the webhook the way we want. So in this case, we want to grab contact. We have you choose your Apify action, and in this case, we are watching for the contact. That's actually important. We are watching the contact information. We click save. And now you have your webhook that's been created. Once we have the webhook created, again, this is an instant trigger. So this is actually what we see when we run the actor itself. We go ahead and actually we get the data set from Apify. So in this case, Apify get data set. The actor is actually watch actor run, and we are actually watching. So when you I cannot edit it. You are taking the actor, which is the contact actor. So first actor was a Google. We get now asking for the contact actor to actually grab the information for you. Once we have the get data sets, we are actually mapping this together, and you might not have this information, so we're gonna see from here. Maybe you will have, we'll see. If you don't have it, we're gonna have to run it one time. But we have now the default dataset ID. We're selecting the default dataset ID. Then we do clean Johnson Wheelie everything by default. So now we have actually a successful dataset return. We are now going to, so basically what we have is we have a bunch of HTML from the contact page, from the contact actor. So we need to actually get the file first. We want to return the file, the HTTP, and we want to get the file. And we want to run, in this case, we want to run the URL that we have, and we don't have the URL here. So what we're going to have to do, we're going to have to unlink, and we're going to have to run this again. So we're going to go to scenario number 3. We're going to grab a website. So I'm going to take this Johnson link. I'm going to right click, run this module once, and I'm going to actually paste it over there. Click OK, it's running, and now I can go ahead and click run once. Now the system is watching for the actor to finish the run, and it will actually finish soon, and then we'll actually collect the dataset items out of this. That's important. This is actually how you build it as well, in case like sometimes you don't have the, like when you rebuild the scenario from Jack, sometimes you don't have it. You just have to run the scenario at one point, so then it can actually get the information. In this case, you got the dataset, the return from the contact actor. And if I see here, I have phone, okay, phone is empty, do I have emails, empty, LinkedIn, maybe this website doesn't have any, that's also possible. We might have actually some, and I doubt I can find anybody, like I don't have any contact information on this website that I can see from. So this is normal, it's actually running empty, but at least it's okay, for now we can actually continue. So we want to go link this together, and we are searching for URL. We want to pass the URL website, so in this case, get dataset, and we are getting the URL from the get dataset, the number 2 actor. I don't know if you see as well little tips here. I'm gonna go on the right. If I go here and I type URL, I'm obviously searching in this case for the URL from this. You see, it's actually pumping, it's pulsing. The number 2 is actually pulsing as we speak. That means that I'm selecting the right one. And you can just actually click on the URL. Click it once. Click OK. So now what's happening? We are getting the dataset. Out of the dataset, we go and return the URL. We then asking Make to download the file. And what we're gonna do for ChatGPT to understand, we're gonna use actually text parser. Text parser is actually text parser, and we're using the HTML to text. Sandal, yes, that's right. In this case, we want to pass the website. Okay, the website is actually right now it's actually just an HTML. If you pass this to ChatGPT, it might not actually understand it properly. It might not understand what's going on at all because it's actually a whole block of text, and on top of it, it's going to cost you more tokens. Important that you pass actually the data in this case. So right now we have Apify getting the actor, getting the dataset, taking and downloading the website, and then put it back into normal plain English. I'm gonna actually put it and run it again for you, just so you know. And I'm gonna pass the exact same website. So if I click play here, and I'm running once, so scenario 4 out of 4, running once. It's mentioning that you should not stop with the text parser as a final. This is normal, you can say run anyway, it doesn't really matter. Yes, I will actually go back on this. I will wait, Michel, for it to run, and then I will actually show you. Right, so He downloaded a bunch of. So basically, because we tried, this is exactly what I wanted to show and demonstrate as well. Duke has the same issue. Here is the information is like we have a lot of we have 20 results, right? The reason why we have 20 results is because if you go here on your Johnson maximum page per start URL 20. You can reduce this, or on the Johnson we can reduce this to 5, for example. So we will only have actually 5 results instead. Because obviously every time you run it, it costs actually, in this case, I don't know how much it costs in term. It costs, okay, it doesn't really matter, it costs actually $0.009. So that's okay, I guess. If I go
where is that? Where is that in scenario?
So if you go to your actor and then you go to run, and then you have actually the usage information here. If we look into the output, so the output of the text, this is actually, there is no more HTML, as you see, there's only plain text, and now this text can actually be passed to ChatGPT. At this stage, I would actually suggest that everybody take the link, and I'm going to paste the link again. Here, I'm going to paste it over here. So, here is because we're going to use actually the template. We're going to use the template for the ChatGPT. So please go over there, and you have actually, we're going to have email bots and email one-liner link. We're going to use those links. So when we have this over here, now that we have the text, you finally have the text. This is the time where we can actually load this into ChatGPT. Okay. So that means that we can go here. I can go and say I want to ChatGPT. So everybody has hopefully a connection to ChatGPT. And in this case, we are creating a completion prompt. There is other way to do this since the video was recorded. There is an option to use assistants now in OpenAI. We're not gonna go through, but in case you are using the agent, in case you want to use, and one of the question would be, why do I choose which solution or which method I use? Do I use actually the agent method, or do I use actually the prompt, the completion prompt method? If you are running the scenario multiple times, meaning that more than 10 times, as an example, it's best to use the assistant, because the assistant can actually have context. We can actually pass documentation. The assistant will give you a more accurate information. The more information you feed, the more it will actually learn, and the better it will actually get in output. If you are using the creation completion prompt, which is what we're going to use as we speak, there is no context. There's no information that we can pass, and so therefore the response might actually vary in between. So something to keep in mind. I'm gonna click on the ChatGPT. I'm gonna rename it. I'm gonna rename it for us to understand better, and I'm gonna call it email subject. Obviously, I didn't rename during the make of the scenario. I didn't rename any. It's bad practice. We should actually rename everything. So it's best if you actually keep renaming it at one point. So email subject, we actually use the OpenAI. I would actually chat completion, that's right. We can use ChatGPT-4 at this stage, doesn't really matter. And we're gonna actually add a message. We are the user, and the message is gonna content. And this is where I want you to go, everybody, to either I can paste it on the chat, or let's see if it's not gonna be too long, or maybe it's gonna be too long. So you need to go into the link that I sent over, and I have to grab the first email bot. There is actually a link over there, a document.
Quentin, sorry to interrupt. Where's the link? Is that at the very top of the chat? Is that where that would be?
No, it's the link that I sent on the bottom of the chat.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay,
Yep.
Thank you.
Right. And so you would actually open the email bot link.
The email bot link, yes, and then we're going to paste that in there.
Exactly, yes, correct.
Okay.
There's actually a couple of changes we need to make. I prepared as well, just so you know. I will paste this information. I'll paste this link as well, just so you know. I prepared a document as well. So if you use this link, the last link I sent, you will actually have a nicely formatted, and you know actually what we're gonna have to change. Let's say you want to rework the prompt after the class. This is where you would actually go. I highlight it in yellow what you would have to change. And this is actually the prompt that we're giving to OpenAI in this case. So I'm gonna go ahead on my side to save some time. I'm gonna go ahead and copy this from my scenario.
Okay.
Message content. We're gonna have it here, and we're gonna have to modify a couple of information.
Okay.
No access. Well, okay. Hold on. Let me fix this. No access. Why is that? Share. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Private only. My bad. Let's see. Anyone with a link? Yes. Copy link. Okay. No, don't ask for access. Don't. Like now you go on this link, and that's gonna be fine. So nobody requests access. That's okay. Everybody go with the link. And I have this second one. Thank you for your time. No, that's okay. That's good. So.
However, this is a good idea for those who want to grab the emails after.
Yes, it is.
When you ask for access, that means that you can get
Sana, I like your marketing strategy. Yes.
Do this for your client, I think.
I did. Yes. I will actually. You will see toward the end of the class, but let's see. I like Sana. I like you. It's good.
So, Quentin, just to re-enable everything that was in yellow that you highlighted on the doc, that's what we can change as variables.
That's what you can change. You can play with the prompt, indeed. Yes.
That's fantastic, Quentin. Amazing. Thank you so much. I'm really understanding a lot now. That's crazy how much more I'm understanding.
That's good. You might have, so again, your automation journey start, like making the scenario is 20% of the job. 80% of the job is to make the prompts. Like you need to ensure that you provide context to have actually a regular output. That's actually important. So the more you work the prompts, the more you refine your prompt, the better the output will be, obviously.
Oh, excellent.
Okay, so you paste it, assuming that you have actually pasted everything
Yes.
from documents. You're gonna have to actually modify a couple of information here.
Okay.
Here is the website information, so you're gonna have to find this. I just cannot paste this. You know what? I can actually add this as well on the document, so we do not have to actually wait for this. I can recreate another one. I'll give you another tips, guys. It's actually very useful. If I type doc with the s.new, this creates a new document. This is a domain name that actually Google hosts. You have the same with actually a sheet. If I want to do a Google sheet, if I type sheet with s.new, that's actually create automatically a new formatted, like a new document for me.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So I'm gonna paste this over here. It's gonna already be formatted. I'm gonna actually save this and sorry, let me see. I'm actually asking this.
You can do the same thing with wp.new for WordPress spin-up.
Okay.
And then you can do website.new. Website's Google's, and then
Oh, nice.
WP is instant WP.
Nice. Okay. Oh, that's good. Okay. I'm gonna remake a new doc from the other account because I'm sharing with another account. So I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna say class email but prompt. Right. And I'm gonna actually send another link. Sorry, guys. Not.
I want to ask Quentin, these prompts that you shared in your Google Doc, is that the same one that Jack shared, or have you tweaked a little bit? I'm using Jack.
I tweak it a little. I tweak it a little bit. Yeah, I tweak it a little bit. I changed a couple of stuff. There is actually some on the one from Jack. There is actually some misspelling challenge. So I
saw a
actually
couple,
fixed
yeah.
this and I've actually added as well. You have another option as well with forgotten, but this is actually not on this one. I think it's on the other one. So let me see where it is. But okay, so. thing. So remember what I did actually grab the HTML, the Gmail module. And so for the Gmail module, what we're going to do is we're going to select the folder. So I want to select actually the draft option. I want this to go to my draft, okay? Field to load, interesting. Okay. So let's see from there. Sometimes this happens as well. Like you might just want to cancel, save your scenario, go back, and then see from there. Okay, so it took like a couple of minutes. I'm going on draft. I'm gonna do this here as well. I'm gonna do this because I know on which folder is gonna go. Yes, the Gmail draft. If you're like me and you have actually a lot of, you might have actually multiple. I'm gonna show you here. So here, if I go here, and I'm gonna paste this here. Yes, all right. You might have actually multiple draft folders, like I have IMAP and I have the draft section. If you don't know which one to choose, you can always actually select the map, and this will tell you which folders it's gonna choose. So basically, if I'm actually doing map like this, I can choose it from the drop down, or I can type it. I can type the folder. So in this case, I know that the folders that I want is actually the second one. Add recipient, you could actually potentially type the emails directly. In this case, we're just gonna do and type artcodetest.com. Emails, doesn't matter what you put here. It's just that it's just as an example, but you could potentially draft it directly to the emails, assuming that the emails was found. That's the reason why sometimes you might not found it. So if you use the test, that's gonna be better.
So, quick question. So, the test. So I put my email address in there. I don't need that when I'm going into the drafts folder. Just put test.com or.
You can put your own. Yes, this is supposed to be the emails from the client itself, like the prospect that you just read the information, right?
And would it send it to them, or is it going to put it? If you put the client's email in there, potential,
it's not going to send it. It's not going to send it because it's on your draft. The point is, sometimes if I go to contact, sometimes I don't have emails. Like here in this case, I don't have emails. That's why I'm hard coding the value. I'm hard coding any value. I'm putting a value, so then I know that I can actually find out that the system is gonna draft me an email. I might just have to go and do an extra step to actually find what emails I want to send to. Okay. So for the subject, it's gonna be actually be mindful email subject. So subject goes to email subject. We want to go for a result, and then for the content, we want to go for email draft, and we want to go for the result. And that's about it. We click OK. And now, last module, last step, guys, and then we are there. We are actually going to add. Again, we create a record on Airtable. We actually create a record. And what we want to do is we want to take this information from the email that we drafted and put it into Airtable. So I'm going to choose Airtable. And then we're going to have to map a couple of things. So I'm going to post the pictures as well. It's going to be easier. But you're going to search for the table 19 scraping. I'm going to select this here. Here's the pictures, so everybody has actually access to it. I'm going to choose the table contact in this case, and then we want to map everything. So we want to map the URL, and I have this information because I already ran it one time, right? So that's the reason why it's important. I ran it one time. You should also have information. If you don't have, try to follow along with this or run the module yourself one time, and then you're going to have actually those dataset items, okay? We're gonna go for the emails over there, but I will show you a little trick for the emails. For the emails, I want you to select this, and I will actually explain what this. Copying and pasting this basically. You should have, if the URL match 2 points and then URL, that means that emails will be okay. I want you to paste this into the emails. I will explain the reason. You see display like this. You might have on your contact page 5 different emails. If you have 5 different emails, we are asking the first one. We are asking basically to return the first array. So we are asking the array number 1 to be returned. So then we're not sending the emails to 5 different email addresses. We basically do on the first one. That's why you need to copy this email. That's actually important. We're gonna do the same with phone. We're pasting this information here on the chat. So I'm gonna paste it here. So basically the way I do it, we go here. I'm gonna go on my bar, double click on emails, and then I'm gonna type phone. Then I copy this, and then I can paste it over there. The LinkedIn is good. We want to ensure that we grab the LinkedIn result. So in this case, unfortunately, I don't have a result. So what I will do is I will stop here, and then I will actually take a website where I know we have LinkedIn information. And then I'm gonna go to scenario number 3. I'm gonna right click, run this module once, go to URL, press OK, go back to module number 4 at the beginning, and then I'm gonna run this module one more time. Right, so now it's actually waiting, so the system is waiting for the actor. Did it went through? No, I don't believe it went through.
That tag you threw at the end of phones or email, so it would only pick the first email. Is
Yes.
that missing in Jack's import?
I think Jackie explaining. I think Jackie is explaining
Okay.
it.
Okay, because that was one I didn't have. I have it after phone, but I don't have, and I have it LinkedIn, Twitter's. I have it, but I didn't have it after email. So okay.
Okay. So maybe I think what
I don't know. That's all right. It could have been. It's probably me.
How do we get that thing after it again? Like, we did something in.
Sorry, say it again.
How did you get that bracket at the end? I did from phones. I was able to copy it from the chat for email.
From the chat, yeah.
I didn't see how to get it for the next one under phones.
So for the next one on the phone, so you would actually just paste the emails on the notepad or anywhere. I'm just pasting on the address bar as we speak. Double click on emails and then type phones. Select everything, copying it, and then actually pasting over there. I'll send it on the chat anyway. It's just a method for me to show it. Okay. So now I'm running the actor one more time. As you see here, it finished. For some reason, I think my computer is playing a little bit, like it's a little slow. It's showing that it's actually still returning, but it's not returning. Or maybe actually returning more than I have actually. I set it up for like 20 instances, so you would actually like to stop it, and I will actually show how to fix this. But basically now we have actually enough information that we can map over there. So again, we're gonna go through the phone. And I don't know if they have actually phones, so I'm just gonna paste the phone over here like this. I'm gonna go to LinkedIn. What we're searching for the LinkedIn. This is important. You need to click on the little LinkedIn arrow down and then paste the 1. That's important that you paste the 1 over here, right? Otherwise it's just gonna return nothing. But that's important. I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna type Twitter. Here, I'm gonna delete this over here. Right, and I'm gonna drag and drop here. Instagram is gonna be here. I'm gonna paste here. Facebook is gonna be the same. We're gonna map the 1. Subject is gonna be the same, and we're actually taking the subject. Here in this case, gonna be subject. Subject. I don't have it. I think this is actually body. Let me actually quickly check on my cheat sheets. This is actually result. Sorry, yes, right. This is actually subject is the result actually. Subject is the result of email subject. That's important. And then the body HTML is the return of actually the email draft. Right. We click OK, and now we have actually finally the last module 4 done. Save it. before we continue, I will actually show you one thing. I want you to go. I want you to go to module 3 out of 4. I want you to open this, and I want you to go and change from 20 to 1. Basically, we just want to actually have 1 return. I don't want 20 return. I just want 1 return in this case. So module 3 out of 4, go back to the Johnson and actually max request per star URL. The more you give, the more chance you're gonna have actually option to find actually the contact. But this might actually return multiple emails at one point. Duke had actually the same issue.
Yeah, it's exactly what it was.
300 emails for him. So
I did.
please go ahead with this change.
I also have 20 keywords in my call.
Okay. All right. Okay. Sorry. Right. That makes sense. Okay. So now we're gonna do a full run together one more time, and then we're gonna actually have actually question maybe for everybody that follow until now. So I'm going to the Airtable. I'm gonna delete this here, and I'm gonna go and create a repair, and I want to buy real estate agent. Right. Now you see it's saving over here. It's important that you understand as well on Airtable it's saving here. That means now it's saved. That means that if I go here, I run it once, it's searching the information and I get it, okay? Now I go here on the second scenario number 2, and that means that that on the Airtable nothing has changed yet because we are the one we want to load the result now. If I push run once, now it's actually triggering the actor and it's going to get the data set. I'm pushing this into the Airtable, and now if I go to my Airtable and I go to result, I was actually searching for a real estate agent. I actually find something that might actually be just broken as we speak. This link doesn't seem to be like the proper link. It's a very long link. So maybe let me actually search for another keyword because maybe real estate agent. Maybe I didn't type it right or iPhone repair. Let's do it one more time. I'm gonna go back to run once. I'm gonna run this. I have now the actor that's actually running. I'm gonna run the second scenario. If I go to Apify, if I go to the actor, I should see it running. Maybe I'm too late. But I wanted to show you. Right, it's finished already. But it's supposed to be here. Like you're supposed to have a circle here. If I go here, I can see that it's done. If I go to now results. Now I have iPhone repair. I have the titles. I have the link, and I have this information. Now this is where we have the approval system going into play. That means that we go to status and we go to scrape. If I put this, now this trigger the filter. Again, very important concept for you to understand. This is actually how you run your filter and approval system. If I'm running this now. Okay, let me actually save this and save change. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, this is actually good. This is right. Sometimes you might see this little arrow over here, this little icon. This means that I have an unsaved change. That means that I need to go here and press OK. That means that I did a change. I just need to press OK. Now I have the status to scrape. So I want the system to go and find the contact details of that link. I go and run once. And now I have actually the same error because I think I modified something on the URL here. Let me actually troubleshoot this quickly. You see, okay. You see which link is trying? It's trying to pass a link that doesn't exist actually. I should have actually deleted it. I didn't think about it. It's okay. We're gonna run it one more time. I'm gonna save this. Basically, the link wasn't valid. So what happened here is that this link of result is not valid, right?
That was
So
the previous. Is that the previous one, Quentin?
Yeah, that's the previous one.
That's why I wasn't there, right?
Yes.
So that was an excellent catch. Thank you. That would have made me pull my hair out.
No worries.
If you go delete if you were to delete the content in the records try to run it again, it's going to go to the last record. You need to
All right.
delete the row as well.
All right, go ahead, Quentin.
That's right. So now I have actually, I run the actor is run through. Now I can go to the last one. I can run it again. I will actually use existing data in this case. And now I have actually data, I should have actually went back. Interesting. I exceed my quota for. Okay. Interesting. My quota exceed. Well, weird. I'm not sure why I would actually say that, but you might actually see. Oh, maybe I'm on the pay. Yeah, I'm on the pay plan. I'm on the. I don't have my credit card linked over there. I believe so. Am I on the top up on this account? I might have actually lost it, but are you guys actually having this? Does your last scenario work? I need to check on my API account, but I'm not gonna do that now. But is everybody actually had actually a working scenario? 4 out of 4.
Mine's running.
Okay, good. Thank you, Annette. Thank you for joining the session. Sorry, it was a little long. I think we stayed overextended a little bit. It's a very long scenario which result. Mine does not run missing URL. Okay, so that means that on missing URL, you might just go ahead and actually check your on HTTP. So if you go here, you need to pass the URL. So here, URL, you need to pass HTTP, you need to pass the URL.
Yeah, so Quentin, without interrupting, I mean, I think we can, the most of us at least build all 4 modules. We can all, stop it from here and come back with questions. We can just post them in the resource under lesson 19.
Yes.
I have a couple of questions because my Google stopped authenticating, so I didn't bother to ask you that because there's something wrong on my end, but I'm sure that it hung in there this far, has at least 4 scenarios built. I just unlinked mine so I could save it, so I could then later ask you some questions.
No, for sure. Yeah.
I know we're running into 2 hours and 20 minutes here, so that's all why I'm saying.
Yeah, that's a bit long. But again, just so you understand, it's not a small scenario, right? We actually.
Oh, not only that, I tell you what, you covered I learned so many things that I thought it was me, and it's amazing to see this happen beginning to end. So.
I want to answer the question that Sana had actually about my question for today. Why should we have many times in Jack's scenario split the scenario in 4 as an example? Mm-hmm. In this case, it doesn't really matter that. Thank you, Todd. Thank you. So basically, there is not a right and wrong answer here. You could potentially do this into one giant scenario. That's actually possible. The point is, splitting it into smaller chunks allow you to actually fix an error. In this case, if I had my whole scenario in one piece, and the last step is actually email subject, but as you see, I'm actually exceeding my quota, that means that I have obviously something it would actually fail everything. It would have failed everything. Now I can go back just here into this step and then fix this particular step. So it makes your scenario more manageable in a way if you are running for a business as an example. If you run a business, it's best to actually split as much as possible your scenario. I'm not saying that you should only have a scenario with 2 steps, but at least if you are having a scenario with 70 steps, I have one that's 85 steps as an example. This one is actually a chunk into 10 or 15 type of scenario. So that's actually the reason why you would actually do this.
Okay,
but there's no wrong or right answer.
Okay, I got you. Thank you for the answer. Another way could be, I do sometimes like this, I don't know if it can work. For example, in the Airtable, I can build one scenario with the router and filters, and then in the Airtable, I can add some status or some actions to be done, I think. For example, the scenario 1 will be to be triggered when I click on this one, and I use internal automation of Airtable then.
Yeah, the automation from Airtable is actually a paid option. So if you have a paid option, yes, you can use the paid option, obviously, over here. Like I have, for example, if I'm scrapping this, I have actually an automation running, which is gonna actually trigger, basically it's triggering my my hook, my webhook, and it's actually running everything, right? That's how we would do it.
Yes. I think that way we can have also what scenario in Make.
Exactly.
I was asking this to know if there is a technical limitation, but your explanation is completely having sense. And my question was more because, for example, I had asked the same question for the Midjourney scenario, and the Midjourney was different because it was better to wait for Midjourney to generate the image.
Yes, right.
So
that's why.
There were really technical stuff to wait for, while here it's not technical, it's more, let's say, best practice.
Exactly. The point here, I'll show you one thing. If I wanted to run this on one single scenario, what I would do here, I would actually add an Amplify. So we run an actor. Once the actor finishes running, we want to get the data set out of this, obviously. We want to have the data. I would actually add a data set items, and then I would change the actor to be run synchronously. You want to put yes. If you leave it to no, what's going to happen is that as soon as the actor run, doesn't matter if the run is finished, doesn't matter if actually the run succeed or what, it's going to push the data set empty to the get data set items. And this is where you're going to return a lot of error with empty string. That's why you need to put it to yes if you wanted to actually use the Amplify get data set. And
So
that
it has
means
a
that
chance to finish,
yeah, that means that this one has actually the chance to finish, and once it succeeds, 200 succeed is pushing everything to the data set.
Okay, great.
Good, right.
I was wondering how that worked.
Okay, if I actually, so I think we are done for the call. If I can actually ask for another 1 minute of your time, I'm not asking for any emails, but basically what I did is, this is actually my first session. Obviously we overextended, so I apologize for everybody. Time managing time hasn't been perfect, but it's been a very long scenario, I'm not gonna lie. I quickly made a quick website where I just wanted, I'm not collecting Sana, don't worry, I'm not collecting emails. I just want email. I just want a name.
I was just joking.
No, I'm joking too. I just want a name. So basically, it would actually mean a lot if you could actually fill out this form, and this goes actually, just so everybody knows, it goes actually to my Airtable, and I'm gonna go school check survey. It's gonna go here, and I have actually okay, this was a test this morning. Sorry. But it's gonna go to my Airtable over there. I just want to have actually some feedback on like if you guys find it actually useful, if it was too long, or if it was maybe the preparation wasn't there. Like I'd be happy and happy to hear feedback. And that's it for my side.
So, Quentin, are you going to post this also in the school so we can fill it out here, or is this the only place we get the survey?
I'm not. I don't know. I don't know if actually that's gonna be allowed.
What survey tool are you using?
I developed this website I made. So
I know this is on a subdomain. Did you create your survey as well? The survey tool itself.
So the surveys, the tools I did myself.
That's pretty cool. That's so cool. I love how you're showing us how to use this. This is amazing. I really appreciate it, Quentin. I today.
Corky, do you mind if we share the Go Brunch room and let people come in there after this? So I know this is being recorded for the classroom, but if anybody wants to like ask more questions or go over stuff.
It's up to, I don't know how Quentin's time is, so I know it's...
No, that's fine.
Been here 2 hours and 45 minutes, so it's...
I might not join actually as we speak this, but I think we should actually definitely have this Go Brunch. It's good. It's a good idea. That's actually Doug. Doug has actually tools from what he said, and he's actually making rooms where people can ask questions. That's actually good.
All right.
Type of voice chat, you know.
So the Go Brunch, you click on the link. So where are you going to post that?
I just put it in the chat.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, this was amazing. Anybody got any other questions real quick?
Yeah, I have a last question because I didn't have the time to try it myself. What, for example, for this scenario, we all do it for one keyword to give us one result from the beginning. When we ask, for example, from the first actor to give us the 10 or 20 results, and we don't want to go to each one and to see scrape this, or at least to scrape per bench. Can we automate this part also? Or like
Yes,
with an
there is a
iteration
way.
or something like this.
That's a great
Yes.
question.
There is a way to do this. You would actually use an aggregator. So you would actually aggregate the whole text. There is an option on there is a tools. Actually, share my screen
So I
again.
will have to do the iterator and then the aggregator, right?
Exactly. Yes. Exactly, Sana. Yes. Yes. It's exactly this.
This could go on forever.
I mean, and again, this is just the tips. We're not really scraping.
Do you want to show Sana? You want to show her real quick, if you don't mind? If you have a couple more minutes, can you show her what you or does you think she understands?
Oh, I can actually show. But she got it. She got it.
Show those of us that don't understand.
Yeah, exactly. The dum-dums.
Right, Quirky? I know what you're doing back there. You're going, God, there's another question.
So you would actually go here, and basically what you want to do is you want to have you want an array aggregator. You want to aggregate the whole. As you see the icon. The icon is actually it's not gonna be here. It's gonna be actually I'm gonna unlink this. I'm gonna put it here. But basically, this is how I would do this. Is I would actually aggregate the whole text, and so I'm passing more information. I will show you actually one automation I did where I'm using this option. So I'm gonna show you. Okay. I think the mic is not happy as we speak. Let me go here. So, right, come on, Jude, you can do this. Make has actually had a couple of issue, like outage as we speak. I'm on the EU instance, obviously. You might not have this, but we had actually a couple of downtime this afternoon. So I'm gonna go to scenario and I'm gonna search for YouTube. I think you do YouTube database transcript. Oh, they did this. Let me see. Yeah, you see, I'm doing this. So this is exactly what I'm doing. I'm actually I'm returning the result in a JSON. I'm aggregating the text itself, so I aggregate the text to contain multiple search, and then I'm actually passing this into a text aggregator over here, and I'm passing the array, you see? So in this case, Sana, this is what you would like to actually pass. I'm gonna paste this in the chat if I lost it, here. You would actually pass this, you see? So I'm passing the array, which is actually number 5. So number 5 is the array aggregator. And then I'm asking him to search for the text, but the indexed is 0. Right? Thanks, Jeremy. Thanks for coming. And so basically, I would do this like I'm returning as we speak 19 return, 19 search every time. So I would actually do this array 0, 1, 2, 3. So basically, I'm having 20 results over there because we started the index is 0 in this case. All right.
Okay, guys, thank you.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much, everybody, for your time. I apologize if actually overran.
Excellent, Quentin. No apologies. Good job. Good job.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, bye. Good day.